We're on. We're live. Go!
Is this on?
Yeah. I think. Sure.
It's green.
You know what else is green?
Grapes. Kermit the Frog.
Yeah. What's green? What's green and red?
Kermit the Frog in a blender.
Love that one. There you go. Okay, who's introing?
All right, so welcome back to Drink This. Interesting episode. Let's call it part two of the Bordeaux. Part deux of the Bordeaux experiment.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Like that. So last week we tried some young Bordeaux. I thought it was an interesting little, experiment. And this year,
I was really pleasantly surprised with one of them. So check out that episode to find out which one.
Definitely, especially since they were younger, but definitely enjoyed one
and
more than
modestly
the other.
Priced at about $30, I think, 25, 28, 28
under $30. And so this week we're trying some older, more mature Bordeaux, and definitely more mature price points.
Yeah, in the $50 to $60 range for these ones. Then they're 2010, 2011.
Reasonable, both very well ranked.
Yeah, I mean, you can spend $1,000 a bottle on Bordeaux if you have deeper pockets.
So we're trying right now a 2011 La Chapelle de Lafon-Rochet, Saint-Estèphe. Saint-Estèphe. So basically, this is on the left bank, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's a very old chateau, 12th century they started, family run. Both of these winemakers are family run businesses, which I really like to see. There's so many big corporations now snatching up winemakers, operations. It's nice to see family run outfits.
Not to say that they are small outfits, because I think they've been award-winning wineries, and they definitely make a good glass of juice.
Yeah, let's try it.
Let's drink this.
Drink this. You drink this.
Well, actually, before I even put my lips to it, what a difference in color. So we've been drinking full red wines, but this is definitely maroon. It's much more brown. So they've been sitting in the bottles and sitting in casks for a little longer.
Yeah.
So let's see what
we got.
What the quality says. So much more woodsy. You don't get fruit on the nose to start with.
No.
You get much more tobacco, much more woody.
Yeah.
Bit of oaky leatherness.
Leather, cigar box is a predominant aroma.
Yeah.
This is, I should mention, for this winemaker, it's called the second wine. It's not their very best marquee bottle. They make, I guess they sort of segregate their grapes and then say this is our very best stuff. That's going to go into our marquee bottle, but the rest is also good. So we're going to produce a second wine with this, and that's what we're drinking tonight.
When you're tasting or you're taking a look at tastings of certain wines, red wines especially, you can see, the first thing you'll see is the fruitiness, the plums, the black currants, the cherry, and then followed by the earthy tones, the leathers, the tobaccos. Whereas this, much more earthiness right from that.
Yeah.
So you get that tobacco.
Yeah. And then if you get a bit of fruit, it's secondary. Good wine. I gotta admit, I'm not like blown away by it, especially at that price. There's no problems with it, but I'm not going to say it's one of the better wines I've ever had.
And I must say, I definitely enjoy my wine, but I started drinking wine with meals. When I was traveling and discovering wines, it was more of a discover, hey, try this one out we're having a good steak, we're in a good restaurant, try this one out, and learning how to pair my meals with the wine. So to me, ideally, a good wine and a good meal is, second to none. So right now we're doing blind taste tests, or we're doing taste tests with, no meal. So this could be fantastic with,
it's unaccompanied, other than with me.
Well, you're accompanying me, I guess.
So
this journey through the wine world.
Yeah, but you're right. Most wines are going to be a little better with a certain food.
Exactly. So we'll give it its due.
So before we move on to wine number 2, I'd just like to ask you all for a favor. If you could hit the little like button below, it's going to help the show out a lot. We're still relatively...
I'm looking for the like button.
It's just down there.
Oh.
We're still relatively young channel, trying to get a little bit of traction. If you can hit subscribe or like, it helps us. Thank you.
Yeah. Just a side note, I have a friend of mine who has a private wine collection, and they do some private imports, and he's enjoying the show and has asked us to somewhere down the line do a little show on some of their private imports. So, if you guys have any suggestions that might be out of the box like that.
No box.
No box?
Actually, yeah, we should do a box show.
We should do a box show. So we go straight from the $70 Bordeaux into the box shows.
Next show, you want to do box wine?
I don't want to, but since we brought it up.
Take one for the team.
Let's do that.
Yeah, why not?
So what are we drinking? We are drinking a Chateau Laroque Saint-Emilion Grand Cru Classé.
You stumbled over it too.
Grand Cru Classé, which is a very distinguished classification for wines. And they've had that for 20 plus years now.
25 years at least. In 1885, Bordeaux sort of made a lot of rules and regulations about how you can make their wine if you want to be part of their classification system. It's a very famous 1855 the classification of, I don't remember how many wines in the first batch, but they had the Première Cru, which is your top end, very expensive wines, and then second, third. This is a fourth class, quatrième cru. Is that what they call it?
Cru, yeah.
So long way of saying it's a very good winemaker with an excellent reputation that sells his wine at a reasonable price. Chateau Laroque.
Chateau Laroque.
This is it was given 91 by Wine Spectator. I know they're pretty prestigious wine reviewers, and I'm certainly not going to argue with them. That's got a beautiful nose. Really does.
Yes, it does. There's something different on each sniff.
Mm-hmm. Give it a sniffy sniff.
Give it a sniffy sniff.
I think I just wet myself.
Must be good wine.
Yeah.
Would you like a tissue?
No, I'm good.
All right.
What an amazing nose, though. What are you finding in there? What are you digging out?
Same earthy tones as expected, but I'm getting a lot more cedar from this than the previous, and also a floral hint. And I'm not sure, not necessarily up with my my flowers, but I definitely get a sweeter bouquet from this one than from the.
This wine just explodes in your mouth. It just you take a sip and just boom! It wants to let you know it's there. It's not hiding anywhere. It's not beating around the bush.
Can I have a sip?
Oh, you haven't even tried it yet? It's big, it's bold, lovely, but delicate at the same time, like that flowery note that you mentioned. I get a little bit of something that reminds me of orange peel.
There's a sweetness.
There's something. It's hard to describe.
To this one that we don't find in the La Chapelle, but it's sweet. It's tobacco-y.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's woody. It's very interesting.
Yeah, this one I think would be fantastic with some gamey meat, some nice something really with bold food.
Well, coming from Canada, we're basically spoiled with gamey meats such as deer, duck. It's duck season too.
Mm-hmm.
So
our friend Michel Menard Barney had me over once for a nice dish of venison, and he made this really thick sauce with it that he made himself, and that's coming to mind, and I know this wine would have gone fantastic with that.
Better known as Barney, who has guested with us a few times,
twice now. And you can look him up on the old shows, which we recommend you do. We have a couple good ones there.
Yeah. So exactly, if you're new to the show, take a look
And I can
Stroll
tell you,
down memory lane.
Barney did Cabernet Sauvignons with us, and he also did, he brought the London Calling wine, which was quite good.
That was probably one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
The rock themed or the music
Music-themed wines.
Yeah, so
you can look that up in our channel.
even if I had difficulty finding one, I definitely went off on a limb, but I enjoyed that show. I think if you guys have any suggestions when it comes to themes,
Well, we're only booked for next week. We got the box wine show coming up. If you have any other recommendations for us, just drop it in the comments. We're open to trying just about anything. We did a port show that was quite enjoyable too. So basically, if it has liquor in it, we'll try it. That sound about right?
Oh yeah. But let's stick to wine.
Let's finish off this wine. Chateau Laroque. I give it one of these easily.
Yeah.
Worth the money.
Which
even
would
though it's
be,
a little dear.
I believe it's $67 and change.
Yeah, 50 cents worth of change to be precise.
So we have $50, more or less, $67. If you're going out and you're willing to spend $50+, definitely spend the extra $17 on the Chateau Laroque. In
Agata de Vida.
In Agata de Vida, baby. I guess in closing up, La Chapelle, Lafon-Rochet for $50 is, especially for a 2011, I was expecting more.
I'm going to vote to give it a miss.
Suggest.
And then moving on to Chateau Laroque, to the winner tonight.
Let us move on to it.
Gets one of these from me. It's a little pricey, but it's a really interesting wine.
It's a big time thumbs up. There's a lot going on. It's what you expect, or at least what I expected from a finer Bordeaux.
Yeah, certainly. And at that price point, your expectations should be a little higher. And in my case, they were met with this wine.
So, 2 thumbs up.
Definitely.
And a clink of the glass.
A clink.
Clink of the glass.
And a thanks for coming.
And
don't forget to hit the like
soon.
button for us. The old like button again.
Hey, always a pleasure, buddy.
Yes, you too. Cheers.
Cheers.